Hello, this is Steve, Dichroic Glassman, and now my latest name on YouTube is Stained Glass Man US. About ready to start wrapping this window up. We've evolved, gone through the steps, a lot of the steps, kind of picked up on this project, didn't start it from the beginning. This project is clear textures, utilizing dichroic glass elements. Dichroic bevels that I make. Let's see, there are no dichroic jewels. These are called dichroic cabochons. They're not faceted. They're awesome. They're like those little moony hubcaps. I love these guys. They're just as expensive as faceted jewels, by the way, if you're going to do a search. They're called smooth cabochons, and they're dome shaped. And that's the basis of this video. See the height of them? They're domed. Let's get a close-up. You can see they're kind of like moonies, like those old moony hubcaps. You can see that. It's kind of cool looking down the landscape of this window. There's a bevel over there. See, the bevel has a flat top to it. Let's see. Yeah, I better not do this. This isn't working out real well. It's not giving what I'm really wanting to show. That's kind of cool. Look at those ellipses. That's the reflection in this dichroic bevel. This flat top on the bevel is called a table. This big bevel has a flat spot on it. That's called the table. See the table here? This is a 2-inch bevel, so that table right there is about 1 inch, the flat spot. This is a reptile, dichroic reptile. I'm doing these dichroic bevels in all kinds of different effects. Now here's a strange animal. This is dichroic stained glass textures. This is not fusible dichroic here, you guys. This is sycamore. This is red, silver, blue flute. Here's flute up here. It's clear. Sorry I got a towel behind this, but that's the reason that I'm doing this video. Kind of got strayed. When you're going to polish your window, you want to have a towel underneath there, or 2 or 3, depending on the height of your jewels, the bevels, whatever it is that is sticking out from your window. We're looking at the back side of my window. By the way, unlike some people, in fact some teachers, I was just appalled. They don't believe you really need to solder the back very well. Now I'm going to tell you what, I am in 100% disagreement. How dare me advocate that? Because I never know if this window is going to be suspended off of a ceiling in the middle of a room where you can see it from both sides. For me, there is no front and back in so much as that I wouldn't solder the back. That is ridiculous. That is about as ridiculous as it gets for me. I solder the back as well as I do the front. Can you imagine if you only take care of the front of you and not the back? If you believed in that same philosophy, your back was all dirty and your front was all clean. That's silly. Well, enough of that. But these jewels that were raised on the other side are being absorbed into this towel. Basically, ideally you want 2 or 3 towels or some sort of a blanket, a quilt. Cut it up into a nice square so that you can put it on your bench and you can work on this for adding your patina or polishing the window or whatever. But you really want to have something. I've seen it, heard about it. Let's say I've heard about it, where people lay their window down. They had a jewel, a faceted jewel that stuck out a lot. Some of these guys are really high peaked. I've seen jewels that stand up a ½ inch from the back to the peak. And if these 3 were like that, and I'm laying this window down flat, and I'm over here pressing down any kind of weight, all of a sudden the glass goes chink. You get that, oh no, I just broke my window. Well, this takes care of that. Lay a blanket down, towels or whatever, so that the peaks, the high points of your windows can absorb into the blanket so that you can work on it on a flat surface, adding some pressure to it without worrying about breakage. Ideally, you know what else would work really well? Put a sheet of carpet padding underneath the towel or the blanket, and then that way the whole thing is spongy. You got something very stable to work off of, and you can press in areas where you really want to. I have a thing that I do. Let's see, I can't find an X-Acto knife here right off the bat, but I do. Yeah, here's one. I check all my windows afterwards when I'm getting ready to patina them. I look for little glitches. What's a glitch? Let's see if I can find a glitch. This is copper foil, and I call glitches those little areas where the copper foil overlaps. You know, where you start the copper foil and then you end the copper foil, and it lets off a little, just a little something. I call them glitches. I don't even know what to call them. Little horns. A lot of people leave those. This is an X-Acto knife, and what I do is if I see one, if this was one right here, I trim them. So I want my lines looking nice and straight. And see, this padding idea is ideal for this. You could press down on a window trying to cut out those little glitches, and then chink, you break it because of these high peaks if you have those. So check out the idea. Here's a little area that could use some cleaning up. See these? My foil was just a little chewed up. So what I'm going to do, clean. See how I clean that up? Those are the little areas that I like to look for. I'm proofing right here. Here's one here on this jewel. That's a glitch where the solder, the foil was wider than it was over here. So what I'm going to do, I can't do it on the camera, but I'm going to come from this way and trim that dude out. So that, well, let's see if I can do it the opposite direction. Got it. See there? Those are glitches. This is just a little bit dirty over here. And this middle one, that's because the black back came out, the blacking off the back of the copper foil came out as I soldered it. And then I found the little area where, okay, let's see how that looks. Clean that up. This will clean right off right here, this black spot. That's no problem. So you want to go through your window and you want to proof it. You want to look for those glitches, those little areas that are sticking out. I like to proof my window where you don't see any of these little, you'll hardly ever see these little volcanoes. I call them little areas where they spit. I can't tell you how many windows I've seen. They have these little potholes where the solder spit, and they left the holes. I fix those. Here's a little glitch. I clean those up with my X-Acto knife. And by the time you get that stuff out, when you wash it with a brush, it'll come out. So I'm proofing my window and having the benefit of having padding underneath my window. Watch me lift this window. No breakage. I'm very confident with glass. I wouldn't recommend that for the average person to lift their window over. Most of the time it'll break. If your design is strong and you have confidence in yourself, then more than likely you'll not have a problem. So checking the front of my window. If there was a front and a back, I like the textures up. You know, that's another crazy thought. A lot of lamp people, this is Ben Reed running my X-Acto, they like the textures in. I'm one of those visual texture people. I want to touch the textures. My eyeballs have little hands on them and they want to see the textures. Who knows? It's all in the beauty of our own imagination, isn't it? It's all that matters, what we see. As they say, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and that's me in this case. And I see incredible beauty in this panel. I hope you do too. Visit my website, dichroicglassman.com. Look at that reptile bevel. I make those. That's reptile dichroic. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.